actually met him 2010, first time ever at his office in California, and he jumped right away up and started showing me how to pose. And at that age, he was already, had already problems with walking, but he wanted to show me how to pose right, and that was just unbelievable. And we had like 30 minutes conversations, and it was an honor.
What's up, everyone? That's a big bad Wolf. Welcome back to my next video here on my YouTube channel, Wolf Team. Also, under the link below, you can find the forum where we're all getting together and talk about some features, some teams, what's going on in bodybuilding with my team. It's wolfforum.com. And also, for the few, if you're interested in ZPHC, click the link. ZPHC.com. You can find all you need to support your condition, get the drive you need. All right, so welcome back to talking about my condition at the Olympia. So we've been talking about my condition at the Olympia 2007 in the prior video. So, and I was explaining the difference, how I look there with the fresh muscularity, the majority wasn't still there, but the fresh young look was something special. So now I wanted to compare to my condition and look a little bit later in my career, like 6 years later, in 2013, when I won the third place at Mr. Olympia 2013. So let's check this out. So I mentioned before, prior in the career, the look was more younger, fresher, a little bit softer, more classic. So over the years, the body got stronger, the muscles got more dense. The density has come through hard workouts, hard diets, and heavy workouts, of course. So looking now at the posing routine, so that's the second day of the show, and as you can see, the muscle bellies much fuller than a few years ago. Maturity is on point, density, and of course quality. The quality, it's what over the years. So if you train like 5, 6, 7 years, it's still not the same as you train 20 years, right? So I was already in my mid-30s, 2013. So, and I just reached my peak. So I was on my peak that, the years around 12, 13, 14. So I felt like I looked the best and the biggest. So in bodybuilding is also gaining the weight and the muscle volume is number one rule, right? And bringing all into a great condition to the stage, right? So, wow, when I just look at that, like the arm size, unbelievable. Wow, so shoulders, chest, back, back double bicep pose was simply incredible. And, I was in my game. Posing was my thing to do. I used to love it. And so you understand, it was very simple to bring together our posing routine, preparing for the show. So, and practicing it, that was kind of one of my best moments during the prep. So, prep, we all know that it's all about diet, hard workouts, keeping everything on schedule is one thing. But if you're not showing your strong points at the Olympia, right? So when I'm talking about Olympia or at the show, you haven't done your prep 100%. So posing, it's also not just what shows your strong points, you represent your physique, the visual effect which you bring into like the room, and also the judges, most important, because they're gonna judge you. And for me, part of practicing posing was as simple as having a breakfast. So, for example, the last 3 weeks, I will increase it. I will practice posing before every meal. So can you imagine, I was eating 6-7 meals during that time. In the last like 4 or 5 weeks, I would eat still a lot, but more often. So last 3 weeks, 6 times a day I will pose before every meal. So that was working pretty well. Posing, like practicing posing, and then get the meal and relax. You know, rest a little bit, pose again, eat, go to the gym, come back, pose, eat, relax, and so far. Well, what changed during the years in the prep? The prep will probably stay the same, but you just learn to listen to your body. You know already how it works, you know how you will put your diet together, how you start, you know, for example, like if you're new and have competed just a couple of years, you're still a little bit nervous when you start the diet, so you might start too harsh, you know. So in the first couple of weeks you lose a lot of weight, it's all water mostly, and then the body is kind of getting into it, and then you kind of balance that out, and you know, you're already kind of, you know, feeling all right, you know. So, but it's also like that time, like 2-3 weeks, the first ones, is the hardest ones. So later on in your career, you already know, okay, I need like 8 weeks to get in shape, or I need 10 weeks to get in shape. Not as like years before, you plan like, okay, I need like 12, 14 weeks just to make sure I made it, you know. So it gets all simpler, the diet goes faster, the body reacts faster, you know, the adaptation is, you know, more perfectly, you know. So the training is just, you know, like maybe even shorter but more intensive, because if you gain all the mass over the years, you don't know, you don't have to build it, you know. So like you're going into the prep relaxed, and during the prep you just kill it, you know. So your workouts are intense, short, but quality-wise on the next level. So that was it for this one, and hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, looking forward to see you in the next video, and we're gonna talk about some more interesting stuff. All right, so like, follow, and check out the link below.